some water. You got tea? You got tea? Ooh, should I wear it as a choker?
Not as a choker.
Not as a choker?
You don't want to lose yourself.
Don't want to lose me? How does that? Representing the Thunderbird. F those little tiny people in the little airplanes. They ain't a true Thunderbird. They're posers. They wish they were a real Thunderbird. This Thunder Child is wild today, Mom.
Yeah.
The Thunder Child.
Thunder Child.
Wild today. I gotta put on a t-shirt.
That's a good idea.
I gotta find a t-shirt.
Or you don't have to.
This one is from the olden days. It's so weird now that the timeline of Artie is over. Yeah, I miss him all the time. I always miss things that are gone that I love. But they never leave me, like my sister Jessica. She's always here too, and I was never even around her in life. I probably saw her 5 times my whole life. It doesn't mean that there is no connection. That's what genetics or magnetics, you know, whether you want to or not. I do things just like men in my family do, and I try not to hate myself because I don't like them.
Moving on.
I just try not to be like them. Because my last name, it's funny how your married name, my last name is Hessick, right? He's sick. And interestingly how it's kind of peculiar how the fellas in my family, you were only married by, or related by marriage, but by blood, like the men were very sick. They never did the work. You know, they never acknowledged the feminine in them and learned how to care for the feminine in themselves. That's how you learn to nature others, is understand the potencies in with yourself. The world just became a place where the world needs to accommodate the individual to make it comfortable. And there's no accountability on them. There's no work. They don't have to do anything because whatever the circumstances is, whatever irritability, there's a pill or a drink or whatever. It says, Lord, please help me to be the person my dogs think I am. It's riddled with holes. I don't wear it very often. I don't even put it in the dryer. I would love to make a quilt out of all these old t-shirts that I can't use it, Kind of like a historical energetic map. I want to leave things to my nieces. Even though they don't know it. So, hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge-ick, empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. And I know a lot of people are going through things that they've never gone through before. I was in the shower this morning and I was getting all this knowing. And I was thinking, let's see. What was going on in New Mexico? earlier this year. So back in July, New Mexico had its experience with flooding. Not near the loss of life. Not near the loss of life. When I see things happen, and New Mexico is very highly inland. But that's the thing is if more people would have gotten out when they were younger and played in the dirt, they would see how little water it takes to accumulate on Earth before it don't seep in, Like when it gets so much water, the Earth gets saturated. The Earth don't hold that. It doesn't matter where you live, and we live an existence that is just nothing but patterns and cycles. And people can live decades, generations, hundreds, centuries, they can live in a place where these things have never happened yet. Because there's always a yet. Because we are assigned to this earth to learn life lessons, and we learn that we are assigned to places based on our frequency, as I understand it. Like people, I know one person that lives in Asheville, and I remember, and I know her. I know her, and I met her husband on a time or two. I worked at Creighton University, and that's where he went to school. Came down from Chicago to go to school at Creighton School of Pharmacy. Go ahead, drink some. And they got married, and then when he graduated and he did his residency and stuff like that, they did what I did before. People should come to a point where they really critically think about where they want to be in life. And when they moved they didn't have any children when they moved to Asheville. They just, they moved there young. She makes quilts and stuff like that. They have their happy little life, living that best life. And she came to see me when I lived in Oregon, and I explained to her how I haven't had water, because the city, she saw that I was in a rational mind, and plea time after time I put plea out I need help. Never any messages of encouragement, never offerings of I'll pray for nothing. No, after the time I saw her, she just went on her life, living that best life in Asheville. And then recently I see a post where she put, we just got water after 12 days. And I was I remember when I didn't have water for 2.5 years because the city fucked up and nobody would listen to me. And see, when nobody listens to me, I just have to relent and understand that accept that this is God's will. This is because I can't fight back. I can't retaliate. All I can do is call, talk shit on my social media. That's all I can do. Because if I talk back, then I am the antagonist. Never mind the fact I gotta get my toilet water out of a creek for 2.5 years and try and keep me clean, and my mom, and and it's just also terribly, terribly unfair. It's also terribly, that's all right, because the numbers of people going to Sin City, they're up. So it's okay, because life goes on. People go on living that best life until they hit their wall. And that wall is to show them this life is not just for you and you living that best life. It's for community. And they don't get it yet until their community's affected. These are people I begged on I need help. I need help me, and people just ignore me. I'm about ready to disconnect my Facebook page because about to unfriend the whole internet, really. Mom's better. She was getting something was going on with her eye. It was getting red and puffy. I'm not gonna say it was pink eye, but her eye was pink and red and puffy. And so so I went whoop. Went right to this store and got this detox tea. And it has all this good stuff in it that I could go gather up and put in a bag, dry out and put in a bag myself. Right? And then I got cloves. Little cloves. You put them in your... I used to smoke Dijon clove cigarettes. Then I smoked a Camel and I was like, wow, that is way less harsh. And then I was a Camel kid for 13 years. Then I quit smoking in 2010 cigarettes. And then so it's been an eventful few days. This song is like the most tragic song I have ever heard. And it comes, I have it. I listen to it because life is a tragedy. It's called Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest. That's the man's name. Can you hear it?
Yeah, that's real bright.
That's real bright?
Yeah.
Loud? Yeah, I get them mixed up too. Yeah, he and his wife got brutally attacked. He and his girl got brutally attacked. It's just, I mean, life is so gross. And so he made this song to make a positive out of a very dark situation. And then I think of all of like I don't know how many first weddings have been to this song. I hurt my knee yesterday. I should not be doing this. I did not sleep last night because I hurt my knee. I tried to sleep on my stomach. It just was a fucking cluster, the whole thing. It just sucked my butt. So I was happy to wake up or just get up and be done with trying to sleep this morning.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. So, let's see. Life is just getting trippier and trippier, man. I got my hair done yesterday. I'm super excited about this.
Really?
It looks, I was going to do a talk last night and I just didn't feel like it. And this is all slept on. It's French braided. She had it all tight up in a nice little freaking, I mean, it looked fucking tight. Like, if she puts on her square appointments, quick hair braid, I would do that. Like, let me pop in quick, you know? Because I freaking, because I dig it. It just, this is it yesterday, right out of the shop. I put it on. My hair is getting so gray. There. It was freaking sweet. And then I tell people, like, this is my right. I tell people this is my rattle. This is my rattle. Feel free to step up. This is my rattle. Some dude in a fucking Toyota, freaking lifted with this freaking snorkel on the top, brown, freaking, you know, my daddy bought me this, or I got to, mommy and daddy took care of me while I got to save all my money to buy this and do all this, or something. I mean, the fucking dude never did nothing for himself. You could tell. It's a whole frequency. The planet's riddled with them. They're in women, too. In case people want to think gender specific. So I'm at Tractor Supply to get the dogs a bag of dog food. I throw it up over my shoulder. There's one girl at the register and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fucking macho men all standing there. And I got my freaking thing. And I'm like, boop, 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 boop. And I pass all of them. And I go right to the self-checkout. I go, bleep, 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 scan, put in my number, blah, blah, blah. Dude comes up next to me. Everybody's bigger than me except my energy. But in stature, they're all bigger, and they try to, no, you can't be bigger than me with your energy. Let me stuff it all back in you. And I'm like, ah. So homeboy comes up. He's probably my age. I don't know, maybe a little older, a couple years. And he's like, I'm following you. And I looked up and I was like, huh? He said, I'm following you. I said, why? Because I know what I'm doing? And you can tell? I said, yeah. I said, following the herd ain't never led me no place I want to be. And I grab my bag, the receipt, throw my bag over the shoulder and walk out. And then I get into my Suburban. My Suburban's parked in a spot that says, thank you for your service, veteran, park here closer. Even though most veterans should park farther, because you let your pride get to you a little too much. You know? So, anyway, but I was getting my 20, so, I wanted was feeling like I wanted to park there today. Sometimes I park way at the other end of the parking lot. Depends. Today, parked in the homeboy freaking didn't like nothing that I'm about. Gets into his Toyota, starts backing out. I'm already in my car, throw it in the back. I start backing out. He starts backing out. I stop. Because he's like, oh no. Me first. I'm the one with the penis and my mom told me I got the golden one. So dude pulls behind me, stops, takes a picture of like the back of my car. A lot of people, I don't fucking care. I'll fucking whatever, dude. Take my fucking picture. You know what I tell people? Check me out on Third Eye Activated TikTok, because you'll probably see something about you, you douche. Or YouTube. Come on over and see. You're welcome. So, takes my picture. I have my windows down. And so I proceed to go, after you, princess! You first! And I'm loud. I'm loud, huh, Mom? Yeah? Yeah, I'm loud. And when I want to be, when I can turn it up, just turn up, Ma, turn up. I get really loud because when I was a little autistic girl on the school bus that taught me speech, they taught me how to speak from my diaphragm, so I can. I'm not going to do it now because the dogs are sleeping. I really want to, though, but I'm going to resist myself. So, homeboy freaking takes my picture, drives out, and then I pull out and go, and I'm like, all the way down the road to the main road. I'm behind him. You first, princess, by all means. It's your world. I just get to live in it. And he's like, he's going real slow. He's just being a douche. Like, dude, if I would have backed out, I would have been gone up the road. But you are verifying why the majority of males in America have emasculated themselves to the point of erectile dysfunction at an all-time high. It's them, not me. I never had erectile dysfunction. Never in my life. I never envied parts that always have the potential to break. It ain't never been my story. I don't care. So, he got so fucking pissed for being called princess. He was in front of me. Go away. It just cracks me up, dude. I freaking life on planet Earth is so amusing. Like like my aunt getting pissed about me mocking a family trip my dad and like she messaged me back. I didn't even read it. I don't fucking care, you gash. I don't care. You were old enough to know better. You always could have been decent and made up for it. But that's the thing, is people are shitty and they don't change their behavior. Or they stop their behavior, but they never made up for the harm caused. And so now America has these two storylines of people living on the street, rotting, flesh in the street, just every day, because living on the street kills people faster. It's genocide. Homelessness is genocide. I'm glad to see more people taking people in. That does my heart good. I'm seeing more people finding their pet projects and seeing some. That's what, because there's these people on the streets, they're out there praying. You got people praying. You got people praying everywhere. Please, God, help. And then God is supposed to activate the hearts in me and all of us able-bodied people. He's supposed to, okay, these people need it. Go out and help them. I'll go, okay, God, what can I do today? So I am late. I do have intention. I wasn't going to go out today because I hurt my knee yesterday, my right knee. I'm gonna power through because there's people out there that are getting soaking wet because it's been raining, I don't know, all night long here in Taos. So I've been fortunate enough in the last week or so to collect thermal tights and stuff. And then I whenever I see like range slickers, $5, stuff like that, I get 5 or 6, and then I go out and I drive around because I know where the people are that need this shit. They're not gonna go to the collection point. Come here and get whatever you need. For a lot of people, that's like a walk across town. Like stop fucking putting people through hell to fucking do shit for them. So I inconvenience myself by going out in the rain and seeing how I can offer help to whoever needs it. Trying not to get myself in harm's way. That's why I go out early at WEF, because usually the demons aren't out right now. They're all just sleeping off their gluttony. So, it's getting trippy out there. I've had a lot of very terrible experiences in the last 7 years, and it's really interesting to see that the rest of the world is catching up. And it's also really interesting how I have the trajectory of how I took all this, because every day I woke up, I've had to counteract all this fear that's mustered up inside me, all this fear that just collects in me, and I tried to use that wisely. I know I've done a pretty good job. I believe. I use my energy wisely, huh? I'm going to tell a funny story about a synchronicity that happened yesterday that started out in Taos Tac. I'll be right back, Mom. Make some prison coffee, Mom.
Have to make what kind?
Some jail coffee.
Oh, jail coffee.
It don't take very long. It's not the best cup of coffee. It's not the worst. Not the best. So, a synchronicity that happened yesterday. I went to get some cat litter. My haircut appointment was at 11:30, and then she said, "Do you want to move it up to 11:15?" And I said, "Yeah." It was like 10:30. I was just kind of standing around waiting to go get my haircut. And then I thought, I'm going to set out to go up to Unleashed to get the cat litter that I get for Stan Lee. It's this good stuff. It's in the truck. It's a 40-pound bag. It's like Nature's Choice or something. I don't know. I don't know. You can get it on Chewy. And, well, I was going to kill two birds with one stone because the gal that works there at the dog grooming trims Tucker's nails, and when she was here last, I forgot to make an appointment for the next time. And I always stress about it because if I lose touch with this woman, then it's hard to get back on the same radar. So I gotta make sure I stay in on that on anyway. So for his nail trim care, because I can't do it myself, he won't let me. He is so good for everybody else, and me, he will pull his leg out of his own shoulder. It's just me. And so, she's real good about it. And so, I headed up north, and I looked at the clock, and it was like, I'm not even there yet. I'm still like 5 minutes from there on the back road. So that would have put me there at 5:52. I would have been late for my haircut. So I opted to turn around right then, and because I listen to my gut. I always listen to my gut. Whenever I don't, there's some sort of consequence. And so I go back down the hill to go get my haircut, and then after I set back out for Unleashed, unrushed. Got the cat litter. Actually, wait, let me step back. That's after I got my haircut, I went to Taos Tack. That's what they'll be telling the whole story around about this location I just left out. But weird stuff has been happening. So I go to Tom's and I go in, and this is where I used, because I was gonna. Only reason why I was going so far north is because I wanted to talk to Claire. But then I stopped by there on the way back. I did have time to stop before my haircut. I did that. And so when I stopped in, and I said, no, it was after my haircut, because my hair was done, and because I could tell by my hair being done, because it was all tight and stuff. It feels good on my brains. So I go in and I'm walking around and I'm like, "Where's the cat litter?" I said, "You don't sell cat litter anymore, Tom." He said, "Right there." And I'm like looking for this blue bat, like the cat litter, and he's like, and he keeps telling me where, and then he go like basically his fingers on the product, and I said, "What's this?" He said, "That's the only cat litter I buy now, and that's the best you can get." And I was like, "That's not true." So I just shrugged, like, this is like the third item this man has. I used to go there to get this item from him because I'm trying to support local, but Taos is weird. Taos local don't try and support local. So this is the third item that I go specific. I could get it on Chewy. I could go, there's other places I'm trying. So I try, and then the universe says, "Stop fucking trying. Put your energy into someplace else, into fucking things that are going to be for you." And so I'm walking out, and I see this couple coming in, and I'm like, just keep not getting or just keep discontinuing shit that people get. Like I let them know that I'm walking out because this guy stopped fucking giving a shit about customers. It's all about the bottom line, and everybody sells dog and cat food in Taos, so dude's going under. And they don't sell so much tack, so money's fewer and far. So it's just all, I'm sorry, I can't afford your fucking paying for your overhead. I'm priced out of planet Earth's overhead, so I give up. So, I left, and then I went up north to Unleash to go where I know I can get the cat litter. Next time I'll just order it on Chewy. They could deliver it to the end of my driveway. And all the frustration that comes along with this shit just poof goes away. So, go up, get the cat litter, go talk to Claire. And I haven't been feeling like cooking, but I've really been like wanting good, like trying different good food, right? And whenever I feel like home cooking, like, like when I go to Ricky's, and the people are so nice, the girls so nice, they're so nice to me, and I think I can tell that, like, if someone, like, usually if people think I'm a piece of shit, they're like really overly nice, and these girls are real. And if the ones that like, they make themselves busy enough to just not have to engage with me. I go in, yes, and I see this freaking little sheriff. Little policeman, I got a badge. Little law enforcement, little authority, little plastic authority pawn. Gets out of this, $80,000 truck that we all pay for. He leaves it on. It's on. I thought for a second jumping in, put it in reverse and jumping out just to show him, like, dude, it ain't that world anymore, you dumbass. Like, why don't you take care of shit that other people buy you and act like you're grateful and not act like it's your truck, because it's not your fucking truck. So I go inside and there he is with this little freaking little, he's just a little shit stain on the fabric of society. The world's full of them. And there's all this to go, stacked up, And I go up to and I'm just like, look what we get to pay for. Look what we get to, like, they don't pay for it. Like, all of the taxpayers' money go. I said, if I were in charge, it would be fitness standards for paychecks for all of you. And he's just like nervously laughing. And then he takes all of his free food, goes to the door, he fumbles because, his high school education failed him. They don't have problem-solving skills. That's why they always put appeals out to the public for any information, because they don't go out and gather any, and that's why there's so many unsolved mysteries. And there's so many mysteries that could be solved, but the people on the wrong side, the people that are carrying the bag, they're doing it. It's just a gang. They're no different than the cartel. They just have support from the mayor and the community. They all let themselves go. It's what they did with their free will. They protect scumbags. I was just presented this tidbit of information Thursday. This was written by Gabe Chavez, posted on October 16th, 2024. Updated October 17th, 2024. Taos, New Mexico. A man was fatally hit with a car by a Taos County judge last year. How come this wasn't on Taos News? Now, Nathan Charlie's family is suing the county and the police department responsible for overseeing the investigation in federal court. This crash took place back in August 2023, according to previously filed lawsuit against the police department. So when I say Taos police are scumbags, this is the evidence right here. And the sheriff, all of them. They're all related, so they all get their cousin. It's just, it's fucking ridiculous. It's them, it's not me. Charlie was intoxicated that night, and his girlfriend had called the police to remove him from her home. When officers respond, they only picked him up, took him to the local gas station, and left him there. Because where and what fucking protocol does it say that shit? It was later that night that Rael was driving home from a gig at a local bar when he struck Charlie. Police later determined Charlie was at fault for walking into an unlit street. Well, shouldn't it be the city's responsibility to put sidewalks and lights in? No, that's something that they stopped years ago, an initiative to look at our fucking stars. It's stupid. Cities and towns are run by idiots. All of them. Okay, so this sparked another legal battle. At this time, a federal lawsuit filed against Taos Police Department, the Taos County Board of Commissioners, the chief of police, and the officers on the case. The federal suit claims that the officers knew Charlie did not have anywhere to stay in Taos because he has told them, but after the crash, one of the officers claimed Charlie told them to take him to Taos gas station because he had a family who lived nearby. An attorney for Charlie's family said police are responsible for his death, arguing they should have taken him to jail for the night to sober up. The suit also claims police were influenced by Rael being a judge. The guy that hit him was a judge. They should have led with that, don't you think? Shouldn't they led with the fact that the dude that hit this guy and killed him dead was a judge and was never taken to jail? That's how they do it in Taos, New Mexico. Federal lawsuit against Taos police, but yeah, it's just corruption is everywhere. It's all over the place. Why? Because people choose to be corrupt. That's why. Because they choose with their free will to be corrupt. That's a real decent place. And look at here in more examples of be careful. Be careful. It's real dangerous on planet Earth these days. So going around and living that best life is not the recommended. It's not what people should be doing right now. My condolences to the family, the mother and daughter that lost their lives just living that best life on the beach and got taken out by a wave. Or maybe one of them lived, but then two people died just by a wave. I see, Mom, remember when we were growing, I was a little girl in Morro Bay? That's where I had to learn about currents. And my dad wanted to go to the ocean a lot, pick up on girls, stuff like that, Christopher Chick. And he never liked doing one-on-one activities with his kids because he was a machismo. He don't know how to deal with kids. They're just a byproduct of his ego. Shit, he got caught up, man. He didn't mean it. So he would take us to places like Pismo Beach and Avila Beach. So I learned a lot from swimming in the ocean and getting thrown to the bottom in cycles and patterns, because that's all planet Earth is cycles and patterns. And you get yourself, the Earth is shaped in certain ways. You can tell how the Earth is shaped underwater by what the water is doing on top. God gives us warnings, and people don't know how to learn how to read these warnings. Therefore, they get themselves caught in harm's way, and they don't even know that they put themselves in harm's way. It's real weird. It's hard for me to watch. So, in the continuing story, I got off on a sidetrack. After I left Tom's, I wanted some good food. So, I had gone to Ricky's earlier, and Mom had a, what did I get? What did I get? No, I just got you a tuna melt. I got you a tuna melt. I just got a cup of coffee. Because when I got home, that's what you had. I guess I was on a tuna kick yesterday, because then on the way home, I know that, okay, I need to get something, Mom. Get something, Mom, good. So let me stop at this restaurant called the Trading Post. It's right up the road from where I live. So I went the back. I said, well, if there's a spot where I can park, that's usually the thing that gets me to go, like my definer of if I'm supposed to do something or not. I feel the compulsion, and if things line up to allow the thing to happen, then I'll do it, and we'll see how it goes. So it was probably 3:30 it was like I like to go out in the low points. I can't stand. I used to like to be in the mix and go out when everybody else is out. I don't like being around people because people are just, they don't feel good anymore. They're so selfish and gross, it makes their souls dingy and smelly to me. So, so there's a couple of I found a place to park, no problem. There's a couple people in there. I go in, I'm overstimulated, and I walk in, and the lady, she comes, I'm kind of just trying to ground out, and I think that she gets this, she gives you a couple minutes. I start approach her. I find a menu. I pick up a menu. I decide what I want. I go over to her because she was just the only person on duty besides the 2 cooks behind the bar, and maybe somebody in the back. I didn't see. So she comes up to me and she said, "Were you at the feed store today?" And I'm thinking, and I was like, "Oh, Taos Tack," and she's like, "Yeah," and I said, "Yeah, I was." I said, "Dude, quit getting shit that I go there to get." And he's like, "I know, he's doing the same thing to me. It ain't gonna be long before he's out of business. Time to retire, dude. Hang it up. It's been a family business for 35 years. See, all these people do things for so long, but yet their community deteriorates. I see a problem with that. Because people just do their things for themselves. If everybody just, if he went out into his, used all of what he has, it just helped one person 1 week out of every year. That's one less person that would be in need in this community. But and for 35 years, that's 35 people that could have benefited from. But they just take it all. They take all of the abundance for themselves, and then they buy more property. And then they got so much abundance here that let me go buy more property over there. And there's these people that aren't in that rat. We don't give a shit. I'm just trying to take care of my mom. And society hasn't made that very easy. And I keep saying, hey, you better do different because more people are need to be taken care of. And then I go out in the world and I see this population of people. They're just all energetic sensitives. They don't have it in them to be okay years down the road in this big scary world. It's how the meek is going to inherit the earth. We can't protect everybody from themselves. We got to teach them and give them the tools how to maintain and connect to that source that can give them the strength to get going and stay going through whatever life throws at us. That is what we are to do with our free will, to prepare for whatever comes. Not travel from this stupid small town to this stupid small town only to buy a t-shirt and to buy a cup of coffee and to sit in this restaurant and stuff your face with sausage and pancakes while not making, if everybody that came and worked within an organization, gave up something of themselves instead of adding so much to their experience, the world would be a lot better place. It really, really would. Would you say, little old lady? So whatever was going on with Mom's eye, we healed it. I've done some prayers of healing, and we soaked her feet. We're going to soak them again today. We're going to do one of those ionic foot soaks. So, it's getting trippy out there, Ma. I'm going to go buy my new battery for the bourbon today. So, I can understand. I know what it's like to have something catastrophic happen into my life on several occasions where I hollered to the whole world, please help me, and then the whole world watched. Because it wasn't, I guess, in their frequency to see me. Except for a couple. When it counts, miracles happen. It's Marge-ick, Ma. That's what I call today's talk, because my first name is Margie. Take that, Margie. My last name, the last 3 letters are ick. Ick. So what do you put together, Ma? Marge-ick. First part of my first name. Did you name me that on purpose?
No.
Marge-ick. No, I'm just named after other people. I'm named after other people. Huh. I never got to be my own self. That's why if I were to ever have a child, I would never name it after anybody I was ever related to. Because how are they going to get their own path if they're just set on the trajectory of someone else's before they even take their first breath? Because it was decided. Right?
That's right.
Yep. So, anyway, I guess that's about all I got for now. I made some notes and I said all my piece, I guess.
That's good. That's very good.
Go on. Maybe I'll do a talk later.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a talk later after I go out and see what there is to see. See, I like going out when other people aren't out. Do you want to go outside, walk around, pretty girl? You in the mood? Go potty? Yes, I'm in the mood. All right, thanks about... That's about all I got for now.